Hello YouTube, my name is NerosCinema, some more Call of Duty WWII. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas is over, and therefore a metric ton of new players are flooding into the Call of Duty WWII multiplayer for the very first time. There is no shortage whatsoever of fantastic tip and guide videos here on YouTube, but there have been so many of them that have been posted in the nearly 2 months the game has been out that I'm sure newer players are confused as to where to begin. This video is for those players. It's not necessarily for you seasoned veterans that have been playing the game since launch. It's for the people that just picked up the game and are looking for some quick tips to help them improve and bring them up to speed so they're on the same level as everybody else who has been playing the game for the past couple of months. So with that introduction out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right into the video. Tip number 1 is to utilize the headquarters. So every single day, go talk to Major Howard. He is going to have orders available for you, which are going to reward you with supply drops, experience bonuses, armory credits, social score, all sorts of good stuff. Go and complete those challenges every single day. It's definitely going to help you level up and give you a bunch of rewards here within Call of Duty WWII. Be sure to go ahead and talk to the quartermaster as well, because he's going to have contracts available for you, or she, depending on what event's actually going on. And those contracts are going to give you, again, experience, or sometimes going to give you supply drops. There's a bunch of good stuff there, so be sure to utilize orders and contracts every single day. Commend other players. While you're in the headquarters, be sure to walk up to another player and commend them, because that's going to give them a tiny bit of social score, and hopefully they will commend you back. The whole point of social score is to get people actually interacting in this game, and for getting a high social score itself, you will then unlock special weapon variants that can only be obtained by having a high social score. So be sure to commend other players, and remember to check your mailbox often while playing this game, because every 4 hours they are going to give you 100 armory credits that you can use when talking to the quartermaster to craft together weapon variants or weapons and so on and so forth. So be sure to check your mailbox. It's every 4 hours of IRL time as compared to in-game time, but they do not stack. So go check your mailbox, get your payroll, and then wait for 4 hours to go by, check your mailbox again. There will be 100 more armory credits waiting for you in there. That's also the place where they are going to give you all of your pre-order bonuses, or if there's a special event like Winter Siege here, that's where they're going to send you your free supply drops and stuff like that. So be sure to check your mailbox often while playing Call of Duty WWII. Next up, let's talk about prestiging your divisions. This is something that is actually very overlooked and people don't talk about it a lot, but it's a very important aspect of getting you up and going while playing Call of Duty WWII's multiplayer. So we have 5 different divisions here in this game, and you level them up by simply playing with them. So for example, you make a bunch of classes with the infantry division, go play the multiplayer, and over time you are going to level up and make your infantry division even better. Once your division is maxed out, you can then prestige that division, and prestiging each division is going to give you a special weapon and a special basic training. So try to prestige every single division as fast as humanly possible. For prestiging the infantry division, you get the SBT-40 rifle and the scoped basic training. The airborne division gives you the MP-40 submachine gun and the energetic basic training. The armored division gives you the MG-42 light machine gun and hunker. The mountain division gives you the Kar-98 AK sniper rifle and the inconspicuous basic training. And the Expeditionary Force gives you the sawed-off shotgun and the concussed basic training. So you have 5 different weapons that you can only get from prestiging your divisions, and 5 basic trainings, each of which are pretty powerful. So Hunker is basically Flak Jacket from previous games. Inconspicuous is basically Dead Silence or Ninja from previous games. These are obviously very powerful. You're going to want to have them for putting together your classes, so try to prestige each division as fast as humanly possible. I recommend just going right down the line. So when you first start playing, pick the infantry division and just make all of your classes include the infantry division. You don't have to only use rifles. You can use whatever weapon category you want while in the infantry division itself. And once you prestige infantry, start working on airborne. After that, go down to armored. After that, go down to mountain. And after that, go down to expeditionary. Eventually, you will unlock 5 new weapons and 5 basic trains, which is definitely going to help you out here within Call of Duty WWII. My next tip is going to be involving score streaks, and the tip is this: run streaks you can actually obtain. I see so many people out there who are like, I want to get paratroopers, I want to get the ball turret gunner, I want to get the carpet bombing. These are really big, powerful score streaks that are rewarding and fun to get, but they're very hard to get, right? So while you're learning the game, run the lower score streaks, right? Run a recon aircraft, the counter recon aircraft, care packages, Molotov cocktails, fire pilots, glide bombs. These are things that are pretty easy to obtain, and honestly, if you think about it, it's much better to run the fire pilot and the glide bomb, which you can earn multiple times a game, as compared to running paratroopers or the ball turret gunner, which you may earn 1 out of every 5 or 6 games or something like that. It's all about consistency, I recommend running those lower score streaks, but at the same time, you could choose to run requisitions, which is very powerful, but there are some obvious downsides. You're giving up your basic training to be able to do so. You can only get your streaks once per game, and if you're not putting up a ton of score, it may still be hard for you to get those bigger score streaks because requisitions makes them cost a ridiculous amount of points. So go with what you're comfortable with, but my recommendation, run the lower score streaks until you are more comfortable with the game itself. The next tip is to adjust your sensitivity and reset your aim. So a common tip in the Call of Duty series is to find a sensitivity that works for you, and the reason why people say that is because there is no perfect sensitivity out there. The lower your sensitivity, the easier it is to stay on target downrange, which is definitely pretty good, but the higher your sensitivity, the easier it can be to turn on people and to quickscope and do stuff like that. So it's all about finding what works for you personally. I play at a 6, and if you play at a 10, for example, and you want to try out 6, don't go crazy with it, right? Go from 10 down to 9, play a few matches, then go down to 8, play a few matches, then go down to 7. That's how you change your sensitivity. You do it with baby steps as compared to going from, for example, 5 up to 15 or from 17 down to 12. You do it with baby steps. Don't go crazy with it. And when it comes to resetting your aim, you can do this by repeatedly pressing the aim down sights button. This will center your aim perfectly for a split second, which can be incredibly helpful for weapons that have a high amount of idle sway. You'll see me doing this a lot when I'm using full auto rifles or semi-automatic rifles or light machine guns. It's a very good tip that not a lot of people actually talk about here in Call of Duty World War II. The next tip is to pay attention to the minimap. The difference between a mediocre player and a great player is oftentimes the great player is always paying attention to the minimap and always having an idea of what's happening around them. Because of the division system, suppressors are not as big a deal here in this game because they can only be used on submachine guns while in the airborne division. Because of this, the minimap is even more important this year as compared to previously because people are always appearing on it. They're always firing unsuppressed weapons, which means you always have an idea of where they are coming from. Pay attention to your minimap, learn the maps themselves, and when nothing is actually happening, if you're looking at the map and there's nothing actually popping up and you're confused as to where to go, remember this tip. The enemy team is where your team isn't. Judge where your team is positioned, look at where you are, and combine that with your knowledge of where the objectives are located, and from there, you should always have an idea of where the opposing team is going to be coming from. It may take some getting used to, but always pay attention to the minimap. That is the biggest tip I can give you guys. And the final tip for this video is to take your time and enjoy the game. Call of Duty World War II has a much different feel than most other games. Let's say you put 45 days of playtime into Modern Warfare 2. This game is much different than Modern Warfare 2. It's got different maps, different guns, different score streaks, a much different time to kill. It's going to take a while to get used to it. So while you're adjusting to the division system and the score streak system and the maps and the guns and the recoil and the time to kill, remember that people have had this game for a while now and they already know all of the things that you are just now learning and picking up. Take it slow, stay positive, and focus on learning the game and getting better with each match, and before long, you'll make the transition from Christmas noob to the guy that's getting all the kills, calling in the streaks, and winning matches for his team. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you guys here in this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and if you would like some more in-depth tips, discussion, and news, I have plenty of other Call of Duty World War II videos here on my channel. I personally recommend checking out my custom class guide, which has gotten a ridiculous amount of positive feedback, my Level Up Fast guide, as well as my guide covering the Winter Siege event that is currently active within Call of Duty World War II. You can find links to all of those videos down there in the description. I hope you guys all enjoyed this particular video. If you did, please drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.